It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Niners and the Saints, and it's all up next.
You can almost hear the noise coming from the nearby French Quarter, and they're being just as loud inside Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Welcome to another entertaining matchup, folks. Kate Scott, Brock Heward on the call in this one. And Brock, got a couple of running backs down on the field who can really take over their offenses when they get in the groove.
And I think that's going to be the ultimate goal of both of these offenses, right? I mean, there's just no confusion about it. They want to get their bell cow in that groove and get them going. Find that rhythm where they're ripping off chunk yardage, run after run, and then just keep on feeding that beast. In a game like this, whichever offense could get that rhythm and run game going first is likely going to be your winner.
Blake Groupie out and ready to send this away. And we're underway in Caesars Superdome. Fielded at the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here come the 49ers for their opening drive. Leading them out, a player known, yes, for that draft status, but also as a great methodical passer. I know you love this guy, Brock. The last pick of the 2022 draft, it's Brock Purdy.
You know, Kate, people won't stop recognizing Brock Purdy as Mr. Irrelevant right at first, but they better start recognizing his game. He shed that label of his draft status to me long ago. He proved there is no fluke to his talent. He knows how to see it, how to feel it, how to deliver it, and most importantly, he knows how to elevate the people around him.
First play, he's going to throw. Purdy escapes the pocket. Stepping up, and he's going to run. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
Purdy throwing here on first. That throw behind his intended target.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. On target to his back, here's Christian McCaffrey. And he gets him around 6 there. Justin Reed with the tackle.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Left side secured by Ayuk. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
They're set up at the 35 now. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They stick with McCaffrey. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? From the gun is Purdy. waits beyond the marker. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. Now hang on, looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. They'll come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Purdy. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
I like that, Kate. That's going to keep a defense honest. That proves that they're not afraid to take a shot on any given snap. And with enough looks, eventually, one's going to hit.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Here's Purdy to throw. Reeled in by George Kittle. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a 49er 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. And he made a bid for it. It's a good gain that's stopped down at the 3. The rookie out of Alabama, they're on the tackle.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
His drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Purdy. Gets in. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers finish up an excellent opening series. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
PAT up and good for Moody. And the 49ers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. To kick it away. Here's Moody. To return this, Rashid Shaheed. He stopped on the return at the 27. So now we're going to look at the other offense as the Saints take the field. And amidst the veterans, it's this rookie quarterback leading them out.
It's always fun, puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, in the middle of their teammates. But let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you can see some of those nerves slipping through.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Slot man in motion left. Back now, pressure on its way. This is complete to Olave. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable. and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Running it after the penalty. He gets forward, next about 4 yards. Brought down by Fred Warner.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Running back sent in motion. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. The penalty makes it 3rd and 8 here. They'll try and throw it here. He's going to push one deep down the right. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
The fair catch taken in at the 28-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the 49ers will go on offense. San Francisco headed out for its 2nd possession of the game. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them. Right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, you're going to start to murmur, and we might even hear a few boo birds.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Here's 2nd and 2. Complete to Pearsall. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Now Purdy. This is reeled in by Juwan Jennings. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They strike for 23 yards. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They're set up at the 35 now. On the counter, McCaffrey. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. So before they get the snap away, we reach the end of the 1st quarter. 7-0 is our score. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. We're back, and it's 49ers football as we resume. They'll have second down as they look to continue this good drive. Going run again with McCaffrey. Driving across the 15-yard line. And he'll get this across. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers take a 13-0 lead. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. So great work by the running back there, Brock. Found just a little bit of space, and he took advantage all the way for 6.
Big time. I mean, so big time. You know, and you hear running back coaches, Kate, say this. They'll say slow to explode through. And he explodes all the way for the touchdown.
On is Moody for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the 49ers double their lead to 14. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Shaheed now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This New Orleans offense readied up for its second drive of the contest. They haven't been able to get that offense going just yet, Brock. The deficit at 14. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Brought down by Fred Warner. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Fakes the handoff, now to throw. We'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throwing from the gun here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Here comes the Saints punting unit. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Calls fair catch and has it inside the 40-yard line. The 49ers are headed back out on offense as we get a look at Christian McCaffrey. And while one sideline has 0 points, this offense, wow, they have had 0 issues so far getting into that end zone.
They are rolling right now, Kate, and unless there's a speed bump on the immediate horizon, things are at risk of getting out of hand.
The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Running back sent in motion left. Kittle brings it in. A lot of mess on the move here. And they're going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers take a 20-zip lead. George Kittle, the touchdown. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. It has been wash, rinse, repeat for them offensively, Brock, as, well, we all wait for this defense to find a little backbone before this becomes a runaway.
Yeah, I'm a little torn up here in this booth because you're exactly right. Offensively, this is just machine, surgical. Defensively, you're running the risk of being embarrassed here pretty quickly.
On is Moody for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the 49ers stretch their lead to 21. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Shaheed now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Saints come marching onto the field. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Motion man sent left. Back to throw on 1st and 10. Olave with the catch. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
From the 36. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
It's Kamara on 3rd down. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the 1st down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Now they send their back in motion right. This finds Moreau. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Throwing now on 1st down. He gets it to Juwan Johnson. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They kick the running back in motion. The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Pass play coming here. Connects with Johnson. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Working inside the red zone. That one's incomplete. Couldn't connect.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. He'll throw it yet again. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. Tried getting it to Chris Olave. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. Once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Mikatomny's kick is good. And it gets a fraction closer as the lead's down to 18.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. The 49ers and this running back headed back out for a new series. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Purdy throwing here. Into the hands of Kittle. Oh, he lost the football. And it's a turnover. The defense has it. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
New Orleans back on offense and ready to go now. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. McCaffrey running between the tackles. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Sent to the ground by Pete Werner. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs, against the better defenses in this league.
Back to McCaffrey on second down. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
On 3rd down, Purdy. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Now it's the Saints' all-time leading punter, Thomas Morstead, on to hit this one. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Saints will get set to take over. The New Orleans offense set to go now. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Kamara running out of the gun. Broke through the tackle. No one around. He's got space. Reaches the 40. Hits the 20. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints chop some of the lead off before the half. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. Blake Groupie to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Saints make it an 11-point ball game. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The 49ers back on offense and set to take over. They didn't add to their lead last time out, so they punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 34. Throw complete to Juszczyk. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's a 49er 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Purdy on 1st down. That's brought in by Jennings. And he goes out a little short of the 40. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. To throw again, it's Purdy. That throw finds Kittle. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Looking for his wide receiver there. So it'll be 2nd down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Running back sent in motion. Purdy now on 2nd and 10. This ball's cut by McCaffrey. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
The Saints add a 5th defensive back here. 3rd down coming up. Motioning one of the tight ends. Here he is on 3rd and long. Flushed out of the pocket. He's running for it. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. McCaffrey has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now. Thankfully, not a big loss last play. They're at the 2, 2nd and goal. From the gun is Purdy. And they're going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers get more points to end a lopsided first half. Ricky Pearsall with the touchdown. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But, hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
On is Moody for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the 49ers push their lead to 18. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down. He'll throw it. He throws a bullet down the left sideline. He's got it. Looks like the feeder inbounds too. Oh, I don't believe it. So that's halftime here in this one. The 49ers on the road, but currently with the lead. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. We saw the former All-Pro Christian McCaffrey up to his old tricks in that first half. He found the end zone twice, once on the ground and once in the passing game, as he proved he's anything but a one-dimensional running back.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Shaheed now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Saints and running back Alvin Kamara trotting back out to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Running left. This is Kamara. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. They stay on the ground with Kamara. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
3rd and long for him here. He beams one deep right side. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
They're out now, ready to punt it. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. No return on that punt. And it'll be their football. The 49ers headed back out on offense as we get another look at Brock Purdy. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. They're out and set. 1st and 10. They'll start the second half with McCaffrey. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Play action now with Purdy. Brought in by Ayuk. On the move, past the 40. And they can't chop to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Purdy setting up that play action. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch, and you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
Offense to the line for second down. One of the tight ends in motion left. Another try following the sack. That's complete to Kittle on the sideline.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Shotgun snap for Purdy. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
4th down now, and on comes Jake Moody for the 49ers field goal. This from 48 on the left hash. Moody knocks it through, and that stretches the lead to 21.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. On the return, it's Kendre Miller. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Saints ready to return their offense to the field. They're down 21 now after that last score and in need of a comeback as we work through this game. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's going to get past the 40 before he goes out. How about a big hitter? 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. They'll have to come up with 5 extra yards now after that 1st down flag. They'll run here following the penalty. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Gets them 6 yards and back on the positive side of things. It's now 2nd and 9.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. That's into the hands of Moreau. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Tackle made by Jair Brown.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. This finds Moreau. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in 1 play and keep driving that defense backwards.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They run it from the gun with Kamara. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Goal to go. It's a pass play. Has the New Orleans touchdown. The Saints shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. Right on the edge of the goal line for 1st and goal. And I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in, and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a 1st down pass play can and certainly was effective.
Group B to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Saints get it back to a 14-point game. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The San Francisco offense headed out to take over. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays that followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
First and 10 now from the 30. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Justin Reed with the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Hits his running back. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
McCaffrey on 3rd down. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it brings up a San Francisco first down. From the gun, McCaffrey. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the third quarter. So we're through 3 here. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the fourth. Second down now, 7 to go. Now motion him out of the backfield. Got a man, McCaffrey has it. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
It is so hard for these defenses. I don't envy them at all to try to monitor where these running backs are. Are they chipping? Are they delaying their route? He's such an underrated part of their overall passing game.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. He has the first over the middle. And they're going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers make it a 3-score game in the fourth. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
On is Moody for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the 49ers stretch their lead to 21. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Shaheed now to return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. The Saints returning their offense and this running back to the field. And his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they placed upon him. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Airing it out to start this drive. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Setting up a throw. He's got Shaheed. He loses the football. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play.
Well, sure, you're looking to try to get a first down on 2nd down. You're trying to create a manageable 3rd down, but I'll tell you what you're not trying to do, ever, is give the ball away. And that's what the offense does to the defense right there.
Now out comes the San Francisco offense. Even though they've got a 3-score lead, still a lot of time left, so they're going to try to grow it even further. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
They're set up at the 35 now. Going to the ground again on first. And they'll stop him after he rolls downhill to the 32. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Second and 6 coming up here. They stick with McCaffrey. And tough sledding for him. Only room to get it to the 30. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Completed here to McCaffrey. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Purdy gets this from the pistol. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Into the hands of Kittle. And that will not be enough for a first down.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. To throw again, it's Purdy. Caught near the goal line. Touchdown, San Francisco. Well, as they drive forward to one right now, looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure is taking advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
On is Moody for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the 49ers grow their lead yet again. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Here's Miller on the return. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. Here comes the Saints offense. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's a throw. Able to get it to Moreau. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
2nd and 3 now. From the 41. Kamara's got it. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Has him on the quick hitter. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Short pass brought in. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They are throwing it again. Connects with Johnson. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Throwing it again here. This is reeled in by Kamara. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. That's complete to Kamara. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Saints trying to do some window dressing. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
Perhaps a bit late breaking towards the ball, but still just enough time to get a finger on it and knock it away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Still sticking with the passing game. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't. Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. Trying to throw here out of the gun. And he brings it in for a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints putting up points in a game decided. If you're going to complete that one successfully, Brock, you need the perfect throw, just the right touch, and you also need a guy who can go up and get it just like that.
Yeah, need to be able to muscle somebody off the ball if you're not alone. And call me a little biased. Go ahead. I don't care.
You're biased.
But the success of that play does come down to the timing of the throw, Kate. If you don't throw it on time to that exact spot, you run out of room, and you don't give yourself that kind of chance.
Grouping adds the extra point. And the Saints cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. With time ticking away, they prepare for a must-get onside kick. And the 49ers are able to cover the kick. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's called a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point in the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it. Even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. And he takes this down to around the 39 before he stopped. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. And he's able to get this down to the 36. Give him 3 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2. And they'll let the clock run all the way down and expire. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. Following the flag, it's 3rd and 7. Running it after the penalty. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down. So it's a win for the visiting 49ers. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a win for the 49ers as we say so long from New Orleans.